This is my daughter finishing her first race. She's only been riding dirt bikes for a couple months now. We got her this new KLX 140G, and basically I wanted to show everybody what these family enduros are like. But before we do that, I wanted to thank the Ohio Woods Rider for putting on such a well-organized and well-run event. Now throughout the video I'm going to show you a lot of the different types of terrain and the different types of challenges these races present to your youth riders. You all will also hear me talking to my daughter a lot. Just so you know, I'm not that crazy for that reason. We actually have headsets in our helmets so that we can communicate throughout the race. Now this particular race is structured very well. You have a nice grass section to start, so you're really loosening up on a nice safe environment, and then eventually you start moving into more difficult terrain such as the woods. But in these few clips you can see what the grass tracks are really like, and as you can see, should be nothing that's actually intimidating. It's more of a fun little ride to warm up.
Oh, she wanted her head start. Thanks. Great course, by the way.
I think it's fairly obvious that the woods section is going to be the most difficult. It really wasn't too bad though. I mean, my daughter did fall down a couple times. We did struggle through some parts, but all in all, I'm glad she did. I wanted her to struggle, and I wanted her to build those skills. I didn't want her to breeze through anything. This is not only skill building, but it has to be challenging for a youth rider, and this course does it. Now, what's coming up here is probably the most difficult part of the race. It's just a steep hill to go down. I personally breezed down it. It wasn't a big problem, but to her, it was a bit tough. And honestly, I was a little nervous watching her go down it because it forced her to apply all of her mechanics we've been going over. Otherwise, she could potentially get hurt. I can't say, you take your kid here and you don't want him to go down it, walk up down the hill. There's really no obstacle in this entire course that you can't just stop, walk the bike up, walk the bike down. This is just a fun race. And honestly, there's probably one obstacle in this entire course that statement would be applicable for. I really enjoyed almost every aspect of the course. I did compile a small set of clips to show you some of the more slick terrain that you had to go over. There wasn't a lot, but it was enough to make those tires spin and force you to focus on those mechanics, on slippage and control. This hill right here was actually kind of fun. It was nothing but a very wet, slick hill, so it's hard to tell, but you're slipping around a lot. And that was good, because you want to practice this kind of stuff in the most controlled environment possible. This place is a great place for that. Probably one of the more important things that you're going to learn in these races is learning the actual race format itself. So there's a good bit of time between each test, so you have time to talk to your kid, talk them through what's going to happen, what to expect. I did forget to tell mine to wait on the person to actually tell you to go, because she tried to take off. That was my fault, not hers. But I mean, they allow plenty of time for you to work and manage the race however you want to with your child. Now, where we go riding, there are not a lot of good rutted areas for her to practice on, so out here this was honestly her first experience dealing with ruts, and I know from experience, first time going through ruts, you're fighting your handlebars, you're fighting them, you're using a lot of energy, but you got to start getting used to them. That's what I'm glad she's had some of this exposure. You'll naturally fight them at first, but you need to end up learning how to use them and eventually using them to your advantage during races. So this race overall was it was fun terrain to go over. My daughter this has been about a week since we've raced, and she still is talking about this race and is looking forward to the next one, which makes me shed a little tear of happiness, honestly, because that means I got potentially a new solid riding buddy to go through this stuff with. In fact, honestly, to be perfectly honest, I enjoyed this more than regular racing. Just riding with my daughter and having a great time, watching the look on her face, crossing that finish line, and then earning a second place plaque. Even though there weren't a lot of people in her class, the fact that she walked away with something not only made her day, but it made mine too. The fact that she was able to complete this race safely and effectively was pretty a big statement, considering, like I said, she's only been riding dirt bikes for a couple months now, and this was something that I was confident she could do. I highly recommend this if you want to get yourself or your kids into riding.
Hey, seriously, I'm very proud of you. You did great. Let's go get some water pictures.